All right, we are back after once again a little break that we took, a little Thanksgiving break. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday break, ate good food. All right, we're gonna start off with a not recap since it was so long ago that those games happened. We're just gonna go diving into this week's games. I'm joined by Caden, as I am every single week. Caden never misses a week. What a guy he is. And then Brady, who only wants to be on this show when he can drink. So appreciate Brady with the mixie. What's the mixie of choice tonight, Brady?
That's water.
Well, that was water, but what's the mixie?
Nothing strong tonight.
Ah, no hot takes from Brady. All right, well, we're going into last night's game. We're recording this on Friday right now, so last night's game between the Packers and Lions. Me and Brady both had the Packers. Mikkel also had the Packers. Everyone else went Lions. My takeaway from this game is I hate to be that guy. But holy shit, the officiating is terrible. That officiating in that game was actually terrible. And at the time when I was watching the game, like after the game ended, I was kind of just like, whatever. They lost. It was expected anyway. But then I went on Twitter and I saw fans of every NFL team just bitching at how bad the officiating really was. You had like Bills fans putting stuff up of the offensive PI on Christian Watson, Vikings fans even vouching for the Packers. I mean, yeah, they're going for a divisional race, but when you even have Vikings fans saying that, I don't know. And now everyone's saying that it's going to be a Lions and Chiefs Super Bowl and that the officiating's not going to know who to side for. Um, Brady, I know that you don't think the officiating was nearly as bad as I do, but I still think the Packers got utterly screwed at the end of that game. So what were your thoughts on it?
I didn't catch a whole lot of the game, but I feel like a lot of those standalone games have a lot more scrutiny for crappy calls, just because everyone's focused on it instead of being spread out across 4 or 5 games.
It's true.
That's a fair point. Caden, you picked the Lions. Do you think the Lions are the best team in the NFC right now?
I was gonna say, Tim, I was really tempted like the 2 hours leading up to the game. Once around 5 o'clock hit, I had a gut feeling. I was like, I should text him right now and tell him I want to switch to the Packers, but I didn't end up doing it. But it was because of what we saw last night with in the second half, the Packers really just being able to move the ball with will on the Lions like they were able to. That Lions defense is decimated. Not sure when some of those guys are supposed to be back, but and then also like I don't think the way Dan Campbell coaches, I don't think if you do that consistently against good teams in the playoffs, like I think you're gonna get burned one of these times. Let's call it what it is. If the dude didn't have Ben Johnson, he'd be a shit head coach. He's a good culture creator and all that, but I don't think you could give him a whiteboard and tell him to drop a play. Also, Tim, I'm sure you saw this, but Kirby Joseph yet again going for more tight end knees. What a dirty fucking player.
I did see something kind of interesting that Dan Campbell was a part of that bounty gate. I don't know if he was on the coaching staff for the Saints or a tight end on the Saints at that time. Would have been what, 2009, so he was probably still playing. But I did see that, so he was on that bounty gate scandal, and I don't know, Kirby Joseph. What I wanted to happen so bad was Tucker Kraft to get a catch over him in the end zone, that touchdown that he had. I wanted him to catch that over whoever he even caught it over. I don't remember who it was, but I just wanted him to spike that ball at Kirby Joseph and just make him his bitch. But, that didn't happen. But the little kick up was nice at Tucker Kraft. I mean, he avoided tearing his ACL too because he knew exactly what was going to happen on that play. But yeah, I don't know. Kirby Joseph, it'll get caught up with him, just like Dan Campbell. His ballsiness will be caught up with. I mean, it was last year in the NFC Championship.
So that's what got them in the NFC Championship. It's just
Yep.
like
Instead of kicking field goals, running up the score, going for it on fourth down for whatever reason. Um,
Hey,
Also,
I wanted to ask what you guys thought about the Jared Goff handoff on 4th and inches. I saw people on Twitter saying they should have ruled it down because technically it should have been like by the technical definition of the rule, it should within that time it should have been ruled a QB kneel.
see, yeah, because like the rule book apparently states that like if a quarterback is kneeling under 2 minutes or under 1 minute, I think it is, that it like has to be ruled down as a like kneel down. But I mean, that was obviously accidental. I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
it
I feel
like
like for every time someone's setting up for a field goal attempt, the holder's down on a knee. So that would have been a horse shit call. They would have called that down
Oh
for me, I
yeah,
think.
I'm fine with that one not getting called, I think.
but
Yeah.
what I'm not fine with is the Amon-Ra St. Brown no call on Xavier McKinney just popping his helmet off. The Sam Laporta pick play, which was
Yeah, I was
really a
gonna say
pick
the pick
play.
play should have been called. The only one that I would say not even fine with not being called, but understand why it didn't get called is that who was it, Tim, when the Lions converted that play, the OPI people was
Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the push off.
yeah. Because I feel
Yeah.
like it generally probably like how often do you see OPI get called
I
or
mean,
that
that's Keyshawn Nixon too, and he's kind of a bitch. So, I mean, but what I was mad about was the no call on Zadarius Smith
oh,
earlier in the game. It was on a 3rd and 5, and the Packers were at like the Lions' 45-yard line or something.
he clearly hit Love's
Just
face.
clear contact to the head, like
Yeah.
punches him in the head.
And they were
It's
like
like,
out in space too, no one even around. Like should have been easy to
yeah, which it's like a soft call, but every single quarterback, we've known this since like 2010. Every single time a quarterback gets even touched on the helmet, that's always roughing the passer. And they didn't call that. That obviously would have at least set up McManus for, a feasible field goal, which I don't know. I'm still annoyed about it, but if the Packers and Lions do meet in the playoffs, it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. So I'm not really concerned about it.
right.
Packers did impress me. Love only threw the ball 20 times in that game. Their run game looked good. Josh Jacobs looks really good right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not very concerned about it. Plus, the Packers and Vikings are just widening that gap between each other. So Vikings, they have a chance to still win the division. Just doesn't help that the Lions won that game. Miami and the New York Jets. Anybody want to say anything about the Jets, or is Aaron Rodgers just cooked at this point?
Good.
I don't think Brees Hall's expected to play, so any
Ah,
chance they may.
Braylon Allen work.
Who do you think their QB is next year?
Hmm. Honestly, who was telling me that Jameis should go there? Was that you, Brady, or is that someone else?
Said what?
That Jameis should go to the Jets.
Uh, I believe I don't know if that was me or not. I'm a fan of Jameis going anywhere besides New England, honestly.
Wow.
What
Why is that, Brady?
I
if,
want him to be a starter on a team, just not my team.
Wow.
what if the Jets just brought back Sam Donald?
That'd be hilarious.
Seeing ghosts again? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't okay, but where does Rodgers go?
The retirement home or Peru or wherever the hell he wants.
And
He's
Fran.
cooked. He's done.
Think so? You don't think he's gonna take a trip to Minnesota like Favre?
Why would he want to be the QB3 in Minnesota?
All right.
Wow. Nelson, you sure that drink's not strong right now?
Yeah, no,
I'm
what
I'm
isn't
certain. If you just blindly look at his numbers that he's put up since his MVP season, he's been an average at best quarterback.
okay, but what is Daniel Jones? Like I assume you're referencing JJ McCarthy and Daniel Jones when you say that.
No, I was referencing McCarthy and Darnold.
Darnold won't be there next year.
They might bring him back since McCarthy had that knee surgery. I doubt they want to roll Daniel Jones out there.
They won't bring him back.
I don't know.
Well,
Okay, QB2 then.
Yeah, I thought you were
I mean,
saying.
Aaron Rodgers
No,
for a QB2 would be a pretty good QB2, even if he is 40.
I mean he's a diva, so I don't know that you want that in your locker room.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could make for
He's
a little.
he's kind of a piss poor leader too.
No, maybe Kirk Cousins is the QB of the Jets next year. Yeah.
Ah, I don't know
Ex-
if the Jets, well, the Jets have the cap to probably eat up that contract, I
I was
guess.
gonna say the problem is though Kirk's got no trade clause and he's not gonna accept a trade outside of Atlanta. What because of Julie? What's gonna happen is only way they're gonna be able to move on is they're gonna have to cut him. Like Kurt's gonna make it awkward. He's gonna sit on the sideline and just make all that money. They're gonna have to make a decision if they want that, or they're gonna have to cut him, and then they're gonna be in a Russell Wilson type situation.
Caden, I did
Like,
watch a quarterback the other day, the full thing of it,
yeah.
and Julie Cousins is much more likable than Brittany Mahomes.
Oh, I know.
That's a low bar.
She is a great quality woman. Just a great American woman.
What about Marcus Mariota's wife or girlfriend?
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on there.
I don't know why he got picked, but um, anyway, speaking of Marcus Mariota, the Titans, he won that playoff game with them somehow against the Chiefs, actually.
Your little tip pass touchdown.
Yeah. Titans Jags. Looks like the one game that I could not care to watch at all this week. Devin and Chris went with the Jags. I'm assuming they're just trying to get some picks up on people here. Um,
That or they don't know Mac Jones is starting.
Brady's a hater of Mac Jones now, huh? I thought you were a big Mac
I'm
Jones guy.
I'm a bigger hater of Doug Peterson and that team in general, but Max, I
Mac's
don't know.
proven to be god awful now, like we've been telling you.
He's a consistent middle of the road backup.
Geez, middle of the road backup is a low bar.
Yeah,
Brady, don't you own a Mac Jones jersey? Can we see that right now?
you cannot see it. It's
Yeah, Nelson,
in
just
process of being converted.
I bet you were saying all these same things about Mac Jones that you're talking about Drake May right now.
No, May's
Hey, it's
better.
being converted though. Can we get a shout out to Laurel right now?
Yeah, we're working on that.
Laurel, are you in the room?
No,
Ah,
That's a lie. Anyway, so then we got the Vikings. Kirk O'Chain's making his return to Minnesota. Um, Honestly, I don't really know why I picked the Falcons. I either feel like the Vikings are going to lose to the Falcons this week, or they're going to lose to them as the 5 seed when they're the 5 seed in the wild card and lose to the 4 seeded Falcons if the Falcons win their division, which I still think Tampa Bay does because the Falcons have a much harder schedule than Tampa Bay does. Um, Caden, what do you feel about Kirk returning?
well, let me tell you, boys, I know Kirk pretty well. And when the whole NFL world is down on Kirk and he has a few bad games in a row, he's not playing a great stretch of football. He buckles his chin strap up and puts it up and gets ready to go to work next week. And he normally comes out firing bullets and slinging pretty hot. So I think Kirk plays well this week. I think it'll be a pretty close game. I just think, though, at the end of the day, the Falcons don't have the horses to keep up with the Vikings. That defense is shit. And yeah, although Stephon Gilmore is out, big loss. Looks like we're either going to be playing Fabian Moreau or UDFA corner Dwight McLaughlin, who I actually think that guy should start balled out in the preseason. And give him a shot. Why not?
So you're telling me on my fantasy team that I should have started Darnell Mooney instead of 0 points Jaden Reed.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Well, Kirk threw 4 picks last week, and the Falcons probably should have beat the Chargers, but wow, Kirk looked god awful last week. Um, Speaking of god awful, these two teams, the Giants and the Saints, I think this is the most anybody has picked the Saints this year, besides maybe when they played the Panthers. But I think both me and Chris picked the Panthers. So this might be the one time the Saints have been picked by everybody except Josh, because Josh is 5 games out of last place right now. So, we know how Josh's ball knowledge has been this year. and I can take as many shots as I want on him tonight. So, we thinking that Josh is going with the Giants just because of Drew Lock and his weird little fantasies with these terrible quarterbacks that he likes, or what's going on with this?
He's probably just trying to gain a point on a game between two shitty teams, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, I could have answered my own question here because I remember he texted me this today. I asked him, I said, need to hear about your Giants pick over the Saints. And you know what he said? He said, without their golden child, Taysom Hill, they can't do anything. Which Taysom Hill did get put on IR.
That's tough.
But, I mean, I don't know. Are we thinking that the Giants are going to win this game? Probably not. It is in the Meadowlands, though. So, I mean, who knows? The Giants play better at home, but so does pretty much every team in the NFL. Now we spent enough time on that game. We don't need to spend any time on this Panthers Eagles game. It's Miles Sanders' old team. He's going back to his old team. You think he scores a touchdown this week, Caden?
So Miles Sanders is on the Panthers.
I thought he got
Yes.
cut.
Oh, maybe he
Uh,
got cut. He probably did get cut.
Does
I
he
was like,
play?
I don't think he gets a touch.
I didn't know he was on the Panthers. I guess I didn't even.
Let me look this up. He might
I'm
have
gonna
got
say no. I
cut.
don't think he scores a touchdown this week.
I'd also take the under on half a touch.
If that's a line, I'm hammering it.
Oh, no. He is on the Panthers, except 2 weeks ago he got put on injured reserve. So apparently he has gotten some snaps this year to get put on injured reserve.
I always liked him as a back.
I never liked him. I thought he was overrated and terrible.
Even back when he was Saquon's number 2 at Penn State, I loved watching him. He helped Saquon and Trace McSorley beat Iowa on that last second touchdown when Iowa was going for the upset. It was an electric night of college ball, I remember.
I mean,
Upset all those kids in the hospital.
that's fine, but if you're running behind Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks, and Raheem Blackshear, and you used to be a running back one in the NFL, that's pretty bad.
Wait, did Chuba do something stupid last week or am I
He
tripping?
fumbled and basically lost them the game.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's Chuba's by far worst game of a season, but
After they paid him all that bag because they said he was a culture setter for what their franchise wants to be.
yeah. And
That was a
speaking,
crazy thing to do right before Brooks gets back.
Hey,
no,
how about Bryce Young though? Low key.
Bryce Young has low-key been putting on, but
I know.
do you guys also see, speaking of Oklahoma State running backs, Ollie Gordon has declared for the draft?
How far is his stock tanked this year?
Probably fourth rounder at this
He,
point.
he probably should have not taken the snap after that SDSU game.
Yeah, what was he even that STCU game? He didn't even average 4 yards a carry.
I
What
think he might have only had like 400-yard games this year, honestly.
I don't what was going on with him this year, Tim?
I don't know. That team is terrible, and they basically just fired Mike Gundy, if you didn't see that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
they're
saw
not
the
paying.
senior citizens coming back for his 8th season of college football.
Oh,
Just put
I,
the fries in the bag, Bowman. Come on.
yeah, that's crazy. I will like the Ollie Gordon fall off will probably be studied in schools 20 years from now. Same as TCU randomly making the national championship that one year, but that's neither here nor there.
I will say though, this is a trend with Oklahoma State running backs because Chuba was the same exact way where he balled out. It was either his freshman or sophomore year, and he stayed an extra year and was just god awful, and his draft stock fell way down. Ollie Gordon had the same exact thing happen, except NIL is much more prominent now. And I know he got paid an absolute bag from Oklahoma State to stay.
Also, I wonder if Gundy told OSU to like fire him as well because I remember he was on McAfee before the year and he was saying, "Yeah, 10 years ago they asked me if we could schedule Bama for 2026 and I was like, "Well, fuck, by then I won't be here. Go ahead. Not my problem." So maybe he saw that coming down the corner.
Wow. Mike Gundy can just see into the future, I guess. But so then we have the Cleveland and Pittsburgh game. Just a few weeks out of the Snow Globe game that we had, one of the best Thursday night games of the year, probably the most enjoyable one. Nobody went with the Browns. Has all faith been lost in Jameis Winston with his pick sixes on Monday night or what?
I mean, I didn't really watch that game. I was playing broomball playoffs, but give me the Steelers at home.
Yeah. Me and Brady both thought that Jameis Winston was going to break the passing record in a single game that night, and he honestly almost could have. But they called that interference penalty that honestly probably screwed up his whole mojo on that drive. That's why he threw the almost third pick six of the night.
Nelson, what are your thoughts on Bo Nix up to this point?
I think he's gonna end up tricking some people into thinking he's good. I
Yeah,
don't
I think
think
he's
I
probably
don't think he's got the ceiling that the rest of the prospects do.
no. I kind of agree, Nelson. I think he's probably hit his ceiling right now.
Yeah. Turns out after 85 games of college football, you're probably close to a finished product.
You know, who you can't say that about? Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I mean he had like 8 games between high school
It'll
and
take him a while to get to 85 games in general, probably played in his life.
yeah. I mean, because didn't he only have like 8 high school starts too?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So then the
That makes
next
a lot
game
more
after
sense why he
that,
can't complete half his passes.
we got the Raiders and the Bucks. I mean, if this was the early 2000s NFL, maybe this would be like a must-watch game, but I don't think anybody's going to be tuning into this game, honestly. The Raiders are a lot better against good teams, which is really weird. Um, Bucks are kind of a mid team at this point, but we all went the Buccaneers on this one. So, the only thing I have to say about the Raiders is that they got absolutely screwed last week on Black Friday against the Chiefs, but what's new? There's like six teams that have been screwed against them this year. Um, Cardinals and Seahawks. This is a game. Are the Seahawks winning that division right now?
I think the Cardinals are currently in first, but they're all like a game apart.
Yeah, they're all super close together. I don't think it's going to matter because I feel like the Rams are going to win that division anyway, but this is definitely a huge game for the week. A lot of us went Cardinals. I almost went Seahawks, but then I saw it was in Arizona, and you know how I feel about them playing in the desert, those dirty.
Yeah, I will say I listened to a Cardinals podcast after that Vikings game. They were first of all, they were just shitting on Marvin Harrison the whole time, saying how he's like been pretty shitty all year. He hasn't run routes good. He relies on his athleticism. He only goes hard when the play's designed to go to him. And they were pretty confident about getting the win against Seattle. So I rode with those guys.
I want to say DK and Kenneth Walker are questionable plays, so that could make a huge difference.
Yeah, that is true. Kenneth Walker is questionable. I saw, which I know Zach's a pretty good backup. DK, I don't know. Am I the only one that feels like DK is like pretty overrated?
The only way that he's not is if people actually don't think he's top 15.
I mean, I think he's like, I don't know if he's top 10, I guess. I think he's probably around 10, but I just think that like he's he's not playing. That means Tyler Lockett has to play a lot, and that's bad. So
Tyler Lockett is getting like ancient at this point.
exactly. That's what I mean.
Then we had a clean sweep of the Bills and Rams. This is an East Coast team going out west. They usually don't fare pretty well in this, but I don't know. When you got Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the NFL, what can you say? You can't bet against him. Which Brady, rattle off your top five QBs in the NFL right now.
In no particular order, we have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, and probably Herbert.
All right, now put them in order.
Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, Herbert.
Ah, well, basically just how you said it, huh? Yeah. Um, Anybody see this being a chance of an upset?
Yeah, I could see it. Rams are hot.
The Rams
Bills are
are a
kind of
football
due
team.
for that random screw up game that they have every once in a while.
I just hope that they don't because I don't want any chance of the Chiefs getting the 1 seed over them, which I will say the Bills play the Lions next week. So this is their hard schedule here they have. They have the Rams this week, which is difficult in LA. Then they have Detroit. I believe it's in Detroit, but I don't know for sure. Might be
Yeah,
wrong.
it's in Detroit.
Okay, so that's going to make it harder for them. But then you got the Patriots, the Jets, and the Patriots again. The Chiefs' schedule is much harder than that, and I'm sorry for hating on your Patriots, Brady, but they're not beating the Bills. Not
Maybe
once
week
or
18.
twice. Huh?
I think they can maybe get week 18 if Buffalo starts resting some guys.
Well, they're not going to rest people if
Yeah,
they're
they're probably gonna both need to play till down the stretch, I think.
I'm
But I
also
mean,
all for the Pats losing games.
The Chiefs still have to play the Chargers this week, Browns next week, which I don't even care. I'll say it right now. I'm picking the Browns in that game. It's in Cleveland. I'm picking Jameis. Um,
Jameis literally might throw 8 touchdowns in that game.
and then,
Just 4 of them might go to Kansas City.
and then after that, it's Houston, which Houston's very hit or miss. Then it's Pittsburgh, and then it's Denver. So Chiefs, I don't know. They have a hard pass at the 1 seed, but when they have what, 5 or 6 other players, additional players on their team, the refs, I mean, you know how it goes. Uh,
Tim.
Bears and 49ers. This is one of the few times I picked the Bears this year. The 49ers to me just look terrible at this point. And the Bears, they show life. They show sparks of life on occasion. I still think Williams sucks because he does, but you know, eh, 49ers have not impressed me. So I went Bears on this one. Devin Jose went Bears. Chris and Kaysen went Bears. So Brady, I'm sure I know why, but why did you pick San Fran?
2 bad teams. I'd go with the home team.
Hmm.
Home team, better quarterback, better coach. I don't know.
That's a good point.
The winner of this game actually loses. They'll get a worse draft pick. Neither are making the playoffs.
Well, I mean, isn't San Fran still in it technically?
They
Yeah,
are
for
because
that
of their
4 seed.
division,
How many
technically.
games back are they?
A game and a half, maybe 2 games.
Yeah, I mean they could still.
Yeah, they're technically in it just because they're still in the chase for their divisional race, but I don't think they have any chance at a wild card.
Have you guys seen the have you guys seen the coaches being rumored for the Bears job next year?
Is Bill Belichick one of them?
No, he's not
He
actually.
just got an interview at UNC.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't
So,
know that.
well, for one, I saw Marcus Freeman, just a great leader of men. But I wouldn't want them to take him from my Notre Dame fighting
Free,
Irish. Shout out.
Freeman better take that before he gets his shit pumped in the playoff.
Okay. We should do a specialty pod for that sometime, Tim. Anyways, another
You
name
can't
I
get
saw
enough guys to
was
do the regular pod. How are you gonna get a
another
special
name,
one out?
another name I saw was Ryan Day. Any thoughts on Ryan Day, boys?
Ryan Day, huh? Well, he probably should leave Ohio State, but
And
Yeah.
then
I'm actually kind of
Mike
hoping Ohio State goes on a little run here so they extend him.
is Mike Gundy an
Nelson.
option?
No, I didn't see Mike Gundy. The other one I saw was hope Kyle Shanahan gets fired and hire Shanahan.
That's hilarious. Shanahan's not getting fired.
And then the last one I saw was the Bears offering 2 to 3 first round picks for Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, what'd you do if he left Minnesota?
I wouldn't take that chance. Well, I wouldn't. No.
I
If,
don't
if
think
he
he's
left
going
Minnesota, who do you think they'd replace him with? Flores?
I'd probably throw Josh McCown in there, honestly. I think McCown's O'Connell's second, but
bad.
But we know, fellas, me and Tim are a lot more secure. Not well. I mean, Brady had a secure head coach for a long time, but it's hard to find a competent NFL head coach. And once you find one, yeah, better not give him away.
That's very true. So then we get to the Sunday night football game, AFC West matchup, Chargers and Chiefs. You already know I wanted to go Chargers, but I want to be realistic and think of how the officiating can cook up a way to screw the Chargers out of this win because the Chargers are literally the better football team. Um, Mikel, Jose, and Kobe all went to Chargers. We all went Chiefs. Caden, why'd you go Chiefs?
In Arrowhead Sunday night. Is the league gonna let them lose that game? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Brady, you got the same idea on that one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
That
simple.
that mixed with McConkey's kind of banged up and Quentin Johnston can't catch a pass.
Have you seen those Vlad McConkey like music videos? I am a lost lad.
Can't
No,
say
I
I've
have
seen it.
not seen that.
Oh, dude. It's like I am a lost lad from Georgia, always catching balls from. Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty
Oh
good.
my God. Oh,
Just some
Caden,
of us
also
out there running around.
I forgot to mention, I meant to mention this during the Bills Rams look ahead to that game. But we had to mention something about Josh Allen and
Yeah,
Steinfeld.
I was gonna bring it up during the best things I saw that week. I honestly think that just empowers his play because I saw on Twitter like Haley Steinfeld. There was like 17 questions I asked my fiance after engagement day. It's clear they're in love, and it's clear that she loves watching him play ball. And it's clear that every day he sees her in the stands and he just wants to go put on for her even more. So I think it just is a great thing for the Bills down the stretch run.
You got to respect her for not being up in suites and demanding camera time every 5 seconds.
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
Allen does anything.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, because I know she's been asked about their relationship before, and she says she doesn't love to talk about it a lot, or like she doesn't think it needs to be a whole public thing just because they're celebrities. So, yeah,
It's the type of woman that you want in life right
like
there.
Weston Taylor and Travis.
You know who's not the type of woman that you want in life? His ex-girlfriend. Did you see anything about that, Caden?
Oh, what was I did see she's a smoke show, but walk me through what was up with that.
She is, but she's crazy, saying that something about how her current boyfriend owns a team instead of some guy that has CTE, saying how Josh Allen has CTE and everything, and he's just a complete idiot and stuff. Which I don't know how you're disrespecting the best quarterback in the league and the future NFL MVP, probably Super Bowl MVP as well. But
Just a great dude overall. Just really Superman.
I actually did see a video of him in the children's hospital though, and I really,
Saw that too.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you're looking for a face of your friend, like whoever owns the Bills just has to be like. I mean, I in his next contract, I'd throw 10% ownership in there.
you might as
Looking for
well.
that
I
just
mean, I'm pretty sure Jim Kelly has that for them too. So like, you just got to find a great quarterback for you.
he
Josh
also
Allen will probably do something that Jim Kelly couldn't and win them a Super Bowl though.
he also
So,
just represents himself a lot better than Patrick Mahomes too, on and
oh,
off the
facts.
field. He's not bitching all the time. He's not like, I know I mean handle one of them handle. Like what the fuck even is that, Patty? No one knows. Shut the fuck up. I haven't I don't know. Does Josh Allen have siblings? If he does, I haven't even heard of them.
Exactly. Just, all he is a gunslinger, and he can move too. I mean, watching him in that San Fran snow game was great.
Oh, how about the freaking touchdown? Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
the touchdown, that was nice.
They
Hester
were interviewing
Johnson, I'm
him after the
sorry for him
game.
passing a touchdown to himself there.
Yeah, and they were
Uh,
like calling him happy about
Single-handedly opened up the 1 seed in our fantasy league.
yeah, literally.
Yeah, they were talking about like Collinsworth was saying he started you in fantasy and he was happy because it gets ruled as like a double touchdown.
I did hear that right away when it happened.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen was like, "Oh, that's how they score that." Well, yeah, I started myself too. Clearly a smart guy as well. I mean, but you
How
know
can you
what?
not start Josh Allen in a fantasy league though? Like seriously, that's why I only drafted one quarterback this year, and I picked up Bo Nix on his bye week.
Uh, you know what's cool about that too? Even though Josh Allen starts himself in fantasy, he clearly doesn't play for himself. He plays for the team. Not a selfish dude. Just rides for the boys. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not gay, but like I'm a little jealous of Haley Steinfeld for sure.
All right. Well, anyway, enough Josh Allen glaze, I guess. We
Yeah.
got the Monday Night Football game. That's the Simpsons game. And I know you guys were hating on the Toy Story game last year, but are we watching the Simpsons broadcast or are we watching just the Monday Night Football one?
Quality this game's gonna be. I feel like you have to watch the Simpsons broadcast. I mean, who's even playing? I don't even know. That's how shitty this game is, if I remember.
The
The
Bengals and
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
That yeah, you're gonna need something to watch. So you might as well throw on the Simpsons broadcast.
I'm gonna put on this game just so I can see what they do for Troy Aikman and Joe Buck for like Simpsons characters in the booth. That's what I want to see. But yeah, everybody went Bengals besides Devin. I'm sure he's just trying to gain a game on somebody. So now we will go to the forgotten NFL players. I know that this is Caden's least favorite thing to do,
Oh, I
but
hate it.
we're gonna do it anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even think I'm gonna get mine right.
It's been a while since we said these guys.
I remember mine just because my guy was such that much
Never mind. Yeah, I will.
needed to
I'm gonna
be.
say this is Brady's guy right here.
Never mind. I got this one.
Caden, this is a defensive player.
Hmm, God. I mean, I don't know. It could be a lot of guys. I'm gonna go ahead and guess Vince Wilfork.
No, but you did get the defensive line part of it right.
Same era as well.
And I purposely did the Raiders picture because he's more recognizable from the Patriots.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think you could have given him the pass picture.
it's a very generic picture. I like 80% of the D linemen in the NFL look like that.
Got any guesses?
No.
Richard Seymour.
Ah, yeah. I mean,
All
would have
right,
took a while to get to that.
next guy. I need to remember who these people even are. Oh, this was McKell's pick. This, you're not going to get it from the picture. I feel like this is the most unrecognizable picture for him.
What is this? A D back?
No, it's a running back. You
Missing
guys need a hint.
Yeah.
He did a lot of kick returns as well.
Nelson, 2013 Fats kick returner.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I'm sure I'll recognize it once it's said.
All right, the other hint I'll give is that his last name is a state in the United States.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Any guess?
Nope.
Caden?
No,
Leon Washington.
I don't know. Was he any good?
He was decent for a few years in Seattle and on the Jets. I think the Titans year he was backup for DeMarco Murray too.
God, who picked this guy, Josh?
No, surprisingly, no. This was Chris. I will say this player is a running back, and he is also no longer on this planet. R.I.P.
I don't have a clue. Picture's not gonna help either.
Mm,
Caden knows who this is. He just doesn't know the
I
name.
Definitely, yeah, I definitely
He did
read that.
a flip in the end zone. He's like
Yeah,
famous for a touchdown celebration where he did a like back flip in the end
I'm
zone.
only gonna get to the name, but I recognize him for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
His last name is an occupation or a job.
That could be a lot of things.
Hair cutter.
A Tiki Barber,
No, but it's another barber.
Rondé.
No,
Yeah, I don't fucking know that.
Christopher.
no. Marion Barber.
I feel like Jack
I
would have got that.
Josh might have gotten that, but Josh doesn't want to be on this pod because he's a little
I feel
turd.
like last week when you, Josh, and Kaysen did this, Kaysen got like everyone.
Yeah, Kaysen is pretty good at this. I know Kobe and Mikkel would be really good at this as well. Um,
We're picking such old dudes.
okay, I was gonna say I don't remember who this one was, but
East
this was
Carolina
Dylan's pick. Just look at the Jags and you should be able to figure out who this is. This was the
quarterback.
star indicates that that was just a practice squad or an OTA type thing, training camp. But he's a longtime quarterback of the Jags.
I don't know.
You guys really don't know who this is?
No.
Oh, David
Not,
Garrard.
Hmm.
yeah, sorry, Tim. Not big on Jags 2000s football.
Oh, I think this was Jose's pick. This is a linebacker. I don't know what team he was most relevant with technically. He was good on every team that he was on, so I purposely did this picture because I figured that this was the one that people would know the least.
Where would you say he's best known at?
I'd say the Bills or I'd say Bills or Chargers for me. You could maybe argue the 49ers. I would definitely not say the Eagles. Any guess?
Nope.
Nothing.
Tachio Spikes.
Ah, one of the
Kate,
few.
you actually know that one?
Well, I'm one of the few guys on this list I've known.
Oh, fair. This
No,
was Caden's pick.
this guy was a fucking dog. Someone just needed to put him on.
Yep, that's what Caden said is that he just needed to be put on by somebody. Brady,
Yeah,
I put
got
the
the chance,
Patriots on there for
unfortunately.
you.
Um, I feel like I should know this, but I can't
That's
think of it.
that's a
Brady,
bet.
look at the college.
Yeah, Wisconsin. That would be why I wouldn't know it.
Wisconsin has had
Isn't
plenty of good running backs in the NFL, but
I thought the asterisk meant isn't that practice squad only?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
practice squad or training camp. Caden, who is it?
Monte Ball.
Yep. Come on, Brady, that was an easy one.
I did. I didn't know Monte Ball played anywhere else.
To be fair, I didn't either, actually.
I, I don't remember him ever being with New England.
All right, this guy, his most notable team was the Patriot, or not the Patriots, the Packers, and then also the Bills. You look at his college and you should be able to guess him. He was Aaron Rodgers' favorite target for like,
Alan Lazard.
no, that's who I was gonna, because Kaysen did this one and he said
Uh,
to say that
yeah, Jeff Janis.
no, those are two good guesses though.
Oh,
This was the
who
most
is that guy?
overhyped guy I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers like
I don't
talk
really
about.
recognize that dude, honestly.
This guy had a very lengthy career for no reason.
Oh, No, never mind.
Any guess?
I was gonna say Cole Beasley for a second, just because he was on the Bills in the long hair, but then I saw there was no Cowboys.
No, yeah, no, not Cole Beasley. It's Jake Kumaro.
Ah, yeah.
Recognize
Very
the name, but
forgettable
yeah.
guy right there. All right, I don't remember who this. Oh, this is Josh's pick. Running back.
Yeah, I recognize this guy.
I
He
do
was
not.
really good for a couple years,
I
actually.
know. Is it like Adrian,
No,
like Phillips or Matthews?
Matthews.
Jordan
Oh,
Matthews.
I'm
not
Matthews.
Jordan Matthews. No,
No, not Jordan. Some Matthews. Because wasn't he like a first round pick?
I think so. He was.
Or at least a high pick? He
When you
was
said Adrian, you said his name technically in that name. Any guess?
No, didn't he have a really good rookie year?
I think so. It is Ryan Matthews. Adrian Matthews. Ryan Matthews.
Yeah.
One T in his last name. Kind of weird. I did not mean to highlight all those, but this one I'll tell you to look at the Ravens.
What is the what is that, a CFL team?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I don't even think that's
It's
CFL. I
a
think it's just a semi-pro team.
receiver, right?
Yes. Think of the Ravens and their Super Bowl.
Is it Jacoby Jones?
Yes, it is. R.I.P. Jacoby Jones.
He's dead too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he died of heat stroke randomly. Oh, here we go. This is my guy that I picked. This is like the most random guy that I have ever found that I thought of.
So he took a year off in 2017.
I mean, he wasn't very special, although I will say, I think it was 2014. Let me double check this. 2014, he had like a massive game for no reason. Like 10 receptions, 200 some yards, and two touchdowns. Tight end for the Jets. That's what he's most known for.
Um,
I'm sure I'll recognize the name once you say it, but I don't know. I guess.
He was
I
on.
know it's not who I'm thinking of because that guy was,
Who are you
well,
thinking of?
no, that guy was black.
Who are you thinking of, Caden?
I was thinking of that, well, I can't even think of his first name, but that recent tight end for the Titans before Johnny Smith, that Walker dude, Deontay
Oh,
Walker,
Delaney Walker.
Walker, whatever.
Well, it is Jay Samaro.
Yeah.
Brady,
I thought he
recognize that
played at
name?
oh, I guess he did. I thought he played at A&M.
No, Texas Tech.
Oh, damn.
I think you're thinking of Jay Sternberger on the Packers for like 2 years. He was terrible. All right, here we go, Caden. Bears and Vikings player. This was Kobe's pick.
I mean, from Fresno State, it's not much to go off of.
Wide receiver.
Mm,
Just think of a receiver on the Vikings when Favre was there.
I can't think of anyone that played for the Bears too, honestly.
Trust me, yes, you can.
I don't even remember much of the Farth season other than the pick in the NFC Championship.
Yes. Brady, you got to guess.
I was like 8 during that.
No, I got nothing.
Bernard Berrien.
Ah, I got
That one
multiple
was so
stars.
easy. Okay, well,
I hate that.
wow, Caden, you're pretty good at that game, huh?
I fucking hate that game.
All right, we'll take one quick look at the standings because I'm sure Dylan's going to want to see himself now tied for the lead. And Josh, we need to flex that he's on the bottom yet again. Brady and Caden are now tied for sixth.
Yeah, we're choo-choo chugging our way up.
I see that. And Brady and me and Mikkel already are starting off 0-1 on the week with the Packers loss, so it's
Chris
tough.
is also tied with us.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys actually getting on this, unlike everybody else. So we'll maybe be back next week. Who knows? Or maybe it'll just be canceled the rest of the year. All right. Well, thanks again, and we will see you next week.